It's another day and we are bringing you another Mattel Jurassic World Primal Attack review right here on Jurassic Collectibles. Thank you so much for all the love recently, guys. It's been great having comments back on and talking to you, and it gets me a lot more excited to bring these videos back, and it really does help motivate me to do more. So today we're taking a look at Siats Meekerorum. This is a massive biters figure. You can see the head sculpt in the packaging there, if I can just get that in focus. Looks really, really cool. You can see this figure in general has got quite a unique colour scheme with the greys, the dark blue and the tan. And you can see that we have got a lot of nice detail on the box as per normal, with Owen blue and the other details. Now if we twist it on around to the back, you can see that Siats is, I believe, the third massive biter to come out this year. We've got some packing foam on the back of it, but nothing too major. And you can see the Sarcosuchus and the Tarbosaurus, both of which we have also reviewed, on the bottom there as well. And this one has got some slight detailing on the bottom of the box. I don't know why I'm saying detailing, it's not detail, but you get what I'm saying, sort of legal information. This one made in Vietnam. Interesting. So, cool looking figure in the packaging. You can see we can kind of play with it a bit in the packaging, but we are going to get this one out, open it up and take a look at Siats Meekerorum. Going to apologise for that pronunciation because it's awful, but anyway, let's get into it. Okay, so here we have got Siats Meekerorum out of the packaging, and before we take a look at this dino on its own, I do just want to give you a sense of scale. So here is the lovely Toro from Camp Cretaceous next to this figure, and you can see that Siats kind of comes in at a very similar size to the Carnotaurus sculpt here. The Carnotaurus is a little bit longer, a little bit taller, but all in all there isn't a massive... Would you please stand, Toro, maybe? There isn't a massive difference between the two. Again, you can see Toro not wanting to stand. Slight problem with this figure after having it for a while. Bit of a shame. Loose joints, what can we say? We're not focusing on that today. We are looking at Siats. So, Siats Meekerorum, I do actually know a little bit about this dinosaur, and that is that there is not much to know about this dinosaur. In terms of this dinosaur in paleontological terms, we know very, very little about Siats. I don't know the origin of the name. I would be interested to hear that in the comments below. If you guys know that, that would be awesome. But yeah, Siats, there are barely any fossils of this dinosaur recovered. I think there's a few partial fragments of fossils, and that's it. So it is really a fictional dinosaur in terms of the sense of we would not know if Siats would look like this. So you can see for the Mattel design, they have decided to do something unique. They've gone with quills all along the figure's back. We don't see this too often. Not quite feathers. You can see there kind of these nice dark blue quills which continue into the head. And then looking at that head sculpt as it hits the light, if we bring a little bit more light in, you can see that that is a very, very nice head sculpt. You've got the nice kind of green colour that we've seen used on a few figures at this point. You've got nice sort of pebbling for the underjaw there. You can see sort of there, if I bring that in and re-jig our focal point, you can see lots of nice detail there. And all in all, a really, really interesting looking side profile for this one actually. Looks really, really cool. And nice detail for the teeth. They're quite jagged, quite spaced out, and quite nice sculpting work, although it does look a little bit soft on camera. Now the top here is flat. You've got a couple of crests like the Allosaurus, but overall it's flat. And it kind of looks a little bit flat from certain angles. Like you can see there, it sort of makes it fade into the backdrop a little bit. But all in all, it's not a bad sculpt, you know, it's got the usual level of detail you'd expect from a figure from Mattel, and it might just be the choice of colour here more so than anything that makes it softer. And that is the interesting thing with this figure, it is a dark tan and dark blue. So dark tan, almost orange, and then dark blue. And you can see it's a really interesting contrast. It makes it pop quite a bit. It certainly looks unique on the shelf, but it's just an interesting pair of colours to go for. We do have some grey tones as well. You can see on the tail and the legs, definitely look interesting. And also some sort of matte black paint for the toenails, which is quite nice here as well. Again, similar sort of sculpt work to a lot of larger sort of tyrannosaurids and other dinosaurs. I don't actually know what genus Siats would be, or even if we know that, but I would be interested to hear if we do. And you can see just in general, really, really nice sculpt with this one, even if it's kind of a unique figure in terms of the fact that it's not really a well-known dinosaur at all. And I do think that's cool that Mattel are doing this. They are giving us dinosaurs that are not well known. So we'll get into the articulation. Some massive biters, so like the Tarbosaurus, the tail and the head are connected for the play feature. We'll take a look at that in a second. We get the ball joint arms that we've come to expect at this point, and actually there is some really nice texture work on those arms there, which look really, really good. We get the legs that go sort of forward and back on the same joint, you can see there, and then the swivel at the ankle as well. So not too much in the way of articulation for Siats, but that is partially because of the play feature. So the idea is you would sort of have the figures set up like that. You can get some cool angles and then get that bite. And you can see, looking at that profile for the bite, it does look quite mean when its jaw's kind of down and all together. With that said, the bite button here is quite tight. You can see I'm actually applying a lot of pressure. My thumb's going red to apply that. So a little bit tighter than some of the other massive biters, but it works well. So really not too much else to say for Siats. You know, it's a unique dinosaur, a nice sculpt. It's a theropod, carnivore, medium-sized. We've seen quite a few at this point, like Toro, who I showed at the start. So nothing to really write home about, but it is nice that we are continuing to get new dinosaurs and new sculpts. Very last thing for this figure, obviously, part of the Jurassic World facts app, as you can see just there, and does have the lovely little Jurassic World stamp of approval. And with that said, I think I would give Siats my stamp of approval. If you're a collector who's only picking up the odd piece here and there, then I wouldn't necessarily recommend Siats. But if you are a completionist, then you are not going to be upset by this figure by any means. But with all of that said, as always guys, I do love hearing your own thoughts. Do you have Siats? If you do, let me know in the comments below. Or if not, are you planning on picking this figure up soon? I got this one from Amazon in the UK. Lots of stuff popping up all across the board at the moment. So do stay tuned. And do give us a heads up if you see anything that we've not reviewed yet, you know. Keeping my eyes out for the new Savage Strikes and all that kind of stuff. So guys, once again, thank you so much for joining me. And until the next one, take care and have a great week.